2 days left for the Pacific Islanders Month, celebrated together in USA with Asian Americans. We have been looking at inspirational Pacific Islanders for those living away from the islands, but this week reality hits back in the islands of PNG and New Caledonia, and hopefully we'll have some update to our friends and families out here in Europe, USA, Australia, New Zealand and Asia, but especially for those who's never heard of us.
That is right. To those Pacific Island roots will trek your feet through the heat to your island beach.
Yes, indeed. Troubled week in the South Pacific Islands, PNG, Fiji and Drua, Tonga,
Oh yeah.
New Caledonia.
Or it has been very busy week. So many things happening in the islands. Go ahead, I'll let you do the rest.
Okay, thank you. Our thoughts and prayers to the families affected by the devastating landslide in Papua New Guinea. An estimated death toll from first report of 670 to now 2,000. The pictures of islanders digging by hand to find the bodies of the victims was a powerful reminder of the hardship and adversity they go through daily. In the first day of the tragic event, a group of women sat helplessly in silence while the men were digging, from a YouTube video I saw.
Oh yeah, it was very sad indeed.
It is possible that they were just taking shifts and waiting for the others to take a break. The men on the trail, with their bare hands, some with shovels, others with sticks, rocks as large as cars had tumbled down the path from the crack on the mountain ridge, still actively caving down the sides.
Oh, very dangerous, very dangerous.
All of these with no heavy machinery or excavating equipment in sight. This happened a few days ago on Friday at about 3 a.m. at Yambali Village in the province of Enga. On Saturday, the death toll was about 670, but by Monday, it rose to 2,000 according to the government officials. Buried alive and, from the pictures, presumed dead. From what I could find on YouTube were just news footages that I had already seen.
Oh yeah. That was really sad to see, really.
Plus, the estimation according to Google Maps shows an area not displaying enough living quarters that would match the death toll count estimation of 2,000. From what information out there on socials about the real numbers is still to be determined. As for the recovered victims, so far, that number is up to 7 as of Tuesday.
Oh yeah, it takes a long time,
For 3 days of looking at this recovery effort from YouTube channels, one question kept standing out with the villagers' efforts with their bare hands. Where are the heavy equipment from a country that has tons of industrial machinery for gold mining and other excavation projects?
Very poor. Of course it is. They don't have equipment.
But according to some reports, it's the wish of the survivors not to bring in heavy equipment, for they will destroy the bodies of the victims. So imagine my surprise from the picture of one excavator in the area on Monday.
Only one. Unbelievable.
So looking at the Google map in the same province, one could see Porgera Goldmine operated by Barrick Gold, whose headquarters is in Canada. Barrick Gold is operating it together with China's Zijin mining. This gold mine is only 30 kilometers or 18.4 miles away. So maybe this was the one backhoe I saw on Monday at the site. If you are looking at this area from the perspective of a satellite map, you will also see just down south from this Enga Province highlands is where the unrest in January of 2024 in Lae and Port Moresby, with the death toll from rioting totaling 16 in 14 days. The conflict started with the police going on strike.
Wow, I remember watching it. It was very sad to see. It was very sad.
So now with the landslide up on the highlands, one can imagine the help organizations are treading lightly around this area. It is not only a very difficult terrain to get to, We are talking about a Pacific island nation with over 800 different languages, and communications is important.
Wow. 800. I never. Wow. Unbelievable. So many languages.
Added to that are the tribal violence going on in this area, and at nighttime it's even more dangerous. And furthermore, the main road heading up to Yambali Village was also damaged and cut off from the landslide.
Or they don't get a break. It is unbelievable.
Let's hope that the death toll is far less than the estimation of 2,000, and that the village of Yambali can bury their loved ones in peace. And I hope these villagers find gold too for their sufferings. If we hear any more important information from this landslide, we will come back with a new content. So make sure you subscribe for the best Pacific Island Roots content on YouTube. Original content.
That is great about PNG. We'll definitely come back.
So if you're here for the first time, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We love to bring content with anything worth watching, listening, or following about people with Pacific Island roots. Or PIR, as we call ourselves on this channel. Creating Pacific Island roots contents for people in America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Asia, Canada. And of course,
Canada. Yes.
For our own people in the islands.
I love it.
From one troubled area, we travel really fast to another troubled Pacific island in New Caledonia. We might come back to this area with a new content, but the situation just shows how volatile it is, especially for the indigenous people known as Canucks or Melanesians, standing up for their rights and their struggles for independence against the colonial powerful country of France.
Wow, that is courageous.
Even the French President Macron had a short visit last week to help calm the situation down, and yesterday lifted the state of emergency restrictions. From the last I've heard, there have been around 7 deaths during this time of unrest.
Still sad situation, I believe.
New Caledonia has a population of 271,407 according to the 2019 estimate. 41.2% Canucks or Melanesians, which would be around 111,856. European roots were 65,488 or 24.1%. Uvea or Wallace and Futuna 22,520 or 8.3%. Tahiti has 5,366 at 2.0%. Ni Vanuatu 2,313 at 0.9%. Indonesians with 3,786 at 1.4%. Vietnamese with 2,230 at 0.8%. Other 57,848 at 21.3%. An interesting statistic is of the 15,000 Caledonians with Algerian descent.
Algeria.
That's like the same number of people that left Fiji in 2023.
Oh, really? That is a lot of people leaving Fiji.
Again, we'll hopefully come back with the content on New Caledonia, but for now, with the limited time we have, and since we are in this area, we can look in on the Kingdom of Tonga.
Oh yeah, take us there. I like that.
The friendly island was very lucky in their dealing with natural disasters, like the devastating volcano in 2022, which was followed by a 15-meter tsunami that wiped out the eastern tip of Tongatapu. To survive such a catastrophic event with what amounted to a handful of lives lost was a lucky outcome considering the magnitude of Hungaha'apai volcanic blast. NASA did say that the blast was 100 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima and the largest recorded in the atmosphere by modern instruments. So Monday, An earthquake with a magnitude of 6.6 was felt on the main island of Tonga Tapu, where about more than 74% of the population of 100,000 people call home. Luckily for those who moved to higher ground, did not experience any tsunami like that of 2022. In fact, there was none.
Oh, thank God for that. Very lucky indeed.
Yeah. So now we'll keep moving on to our favorite part of our Pacific Island roots in talking about sports and, of course, our PIR professional wrestlers. So, still staying in the area with the island of Tonga and Samoa for the Moana Pasifika rugby team that plays in New Zealand in the Super Rugby Pacific. Moana had a lot of players with PIR in this past weekend's great win over the Waratahs from Australia, 27-12 in Auckland, New Zealand.
Oh, a good game. But you must remember, even Waratahs have plenty Pacific Island players.
Yeah. A couple of players really stood out for Moana, especially players who were here in Europe, in France, repping Tonga in the 2023 World Cup with Kieran Taumoefolau and Fine Inisi, both with spectacular tries, and not to forget William Havili's kicking game. The other two former Australian national players, Seko Pekepu and Christian Leali'ifano, showed their experience in helping secure the win. Taumoefolau was put in because of an injury to Samoan international Jonathan Taumateine.
Oh, I remember him. He had blonde hair. Didn't he have that in last year's World Cup? Yeah. I mean, now only the Inisi brothers, they have blonde hair. Boy, we are running out of time. You gotta make it fast.
Now the Fijian Drua will be heading to the Pacific Island home this weekend after their disappointing loss to the Highlanders in New Zealand with 39-3. Drua's hope for the playoff is still alive if they can come out with a win over the Force from Perth, Western Australia, in the game this weekend in Fiji. It's great to see these Super Rugby Pacific with addition of these two new teams, Moana, Pasifika, and Fijian Drua. Of these PIR players showing up slowly together, playing well against these established teams. It's similar to seeing new NFL or NBA franchise joining the league. It takes a few years, but the winning will slowly show up like it is in this 2024 season.
Oh yeah, looking forward to this game in Fiji. Go Drua, go Drua.
So, still staying in this area of the Pacific, we're looking on Tama Tonga with Bloodline in the WWE King of the Ring match against Randy Orton in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a tough match for both Tama Tonga and Randy Orton. Randy did finally win, but did not have enough in the tank for the next day on the finals against the German-speaking Austrian Gunther because of the damage done by the Bloodline to Randy on Friday night. Gunther had enough energy to finally pin down Randy for a controversial 3 count that fans are still talking about.
It is very controversial.
Yeah,
I know.
of course, you know. And well, anyway, everybody, thank you. We made it really fast. So looking forward to our next content on our next one. And for you all out there, take it easy and see you next time.